What's up, gamers? How's it going? It's John, and in this video I'm going to share my top 10 games to check out for the Nintendo Switch for us retro gamers. So if you like retro games like me, these are games to check out that I think you'll really enjoy as well. Let's go. Number 10 on my list is Sonic Mania by Sega. I know this game has been out for several years now and it's on other platforms as well, but Sonic Mania, in my opinion, really is a true Sonic 4. Sonic 4 came out earlier and there was different episodes, and frankly, it just wasn't good, to be honest with you, for a Sonic game. It wasn't up to par for what I typically expect for an old school style Sonic game. Sonic 4, there's 12 zones. 8 of the 12 zones are kind of reimaged ones that we're used to seeing, of course, and there's 4 new zones as well. If you like the original Sonic games, like I do, this is a follow-up to Sonic 3. You guys will really enjoy this. The old school music, the old school play style. This is definitely a game to check out, not only for the Switch, but if you don't have a Switch, check it out for Steam and other platforms as well. It's definitely one to check out, Sonic Mania. Number 9 on my list is actually several games in one. It's called the SHMUP collection. It's for the Switch. It includes 3 shooters, which I'm a big fan of this genre. And 2 of the shooters are horizontal shooters. One is a vertical shooter. They include Armed 7DX, Stadius Next, or Stadius Next, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce that, and Wolf Flame as well. Wolf Flame is a one horizontal shooter. I prefer the horizontal shooter style, but all 3 are really fun games. And within those 3 games, there's actually different versions of those games as well. Graphically, there's DX versions and things like that. So it's a collection of shmups. I love this genre of games. The 3 that they include here remind me very similar to like what you expect from old school Neo Geo shmups. So if you like the old school Neo Geo arcade shmups, these are definitely ones to check out. And I also just want to shout out the music in all 3 games. It's really fun, upbeat. I'd love to get the soundtrack alone for these games because you can dance to these games and it gets you hyped and pumped. And graphically, the games play amazing and look amazing. So check out the SHMUP collection for the Switch. Number 8 on my list is a game that came out recently on the Switch. It's called Golden Force. This game is a hack and slash side-scroller game. There's 4 levels, but I'll tell you this, each level has sub-levels in it, and this game is challenging. And that's the thing about these retro games, is these are what I call retro hard, and this game can get kind of frustrating when it comes to gameplay-wise as far as challenge goes. But, to be honest with you, I love games like this. These are games where it feels rewarding when you do get past it. To even get past the tutorial part of the game is challenging in itself, but the game is very rewarding. There's 4 players you can play as. Graphically, it's got a 16-bit style graphic. Music fits the game as well. Each character, even though there are 4 unique characters, they kind of all play similar, and you can switch between characters between each level, which is cool. And you can get items. So there's different diamonds, kind of like Mario Brothers, different diamonds you get. So there's replay value. You can get coins, you can buy items in the shop. This game is a lot of fun. I do recommend checking it out if you like an old school challenge hack and slash game. This is definitely one to check out. It's called Golden Force. Number 7 on my list is a game literally also on the NES cartridge. So this game was designed in true 8-bit form in mind, with chip tunes to the graphics to the color palettes. Everything will work on the NES. It's called Creepy Brawlers. If you guys like, it's a boxing game. If you guys like Mike Tyson Punch Out, this reminds me of Mike Tyson Punch Out, but the theme itself is kind of a horror, old school, monster themed horror genre, right? So it's pretty cool, and I really recommend it. It's only $5 on the Switch. But truly, if you like games like Mike Tyson Punch Out for the NES, this is kind of a follow-up, I would say, kind of a spiritual follow-up to that. This is definitely one to check out. And for only $5 for the Switch, I think it's a great price for this game. Definitely check it out. Number 6 on my list is a game that's also programmed with the NES in mind. That is Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl. Came out mid last year. This is a beat 'em up. It reminds me a lot of River City Ransom for the NES. The mall part of it, the mall scenes remind me a lot of The Simpsons, Bart versus Space Mutants, like the mall scene in that game, kind of the style. There's 1 or 2 players. You can do co-op at the same time, but if you're playing single player, you start as either Jay or Silent Bob. And when you die, or that character dies, you get swapped out for the other character, and then the one that just died, health gets kind of refilled. And if you die, so it's kind of a unique premise. You kind of swap with and out. But this game is, as previously mentioned with other games on this list, this game is very challenging. This game can take about 3.5 hours to complete. I do enjoy the graphics. The music is really cool as well, and the aspect ratio, it is 4:3 because it was built for the NES. So you'll see some black border lines, and they do put some images there to kind of fill in the screen and all that good stuff. But this game is definitely one to check out if you're like a fan of the classic beat 'em ups, 8-bit style, Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl. Number 5 is also a game developed first for the NES, also come out for the original Famicom, and that is Haunted Halloween 86. This is a sequel to Haunted Halloween 85. This is also a beat 'em up done in an 8-bit theme style, themed around Halloween, and good group of guys. I know the guys who developed this game, Retrotainment, really good team that worked on this game. And I love the premise: when you get hurt, you actually turn into a zombie. Every time you get hit, you turn more green and turn into like a zombie, which is cool. So there's no health bar, but you can tell kind of where you're at based on how your character is at the time. This is an improvement from the first one as well, 85, because there's different attacks, there's like uppercut moves and things like that, and they definitely improved things with the first one. So definitely check out Haunted Halloween 86, another great classic new 8-bit style beat 'em up for now the Switch. Number 4 on my list is a game that also came out fairly recent on the Switch, came out late last year, and that is Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. This is they kind of came out, this Capcom releases, and this was the 35th anniversary of the original Ghosts and Goblins, which is one of the hardest games of all time, honestly, for the arcade, and I love the NES port as well. Great port. But this one, believe it or not, is the 8th in the series, the Ghosts and Goblins series. The last one that hit console was for the PSP back in 2006. There's 2 that came out in the late 2000s, like 2000, almost 2009, 2010, that were for iOS. I don't know if I really count those, but I guess they are games technically. But this is the last one. It's been 14 years since I actually hit console, and the graphics are amazing. This is the original creator of Ghosts and Goblins worked on this game. Music is old school. The gameplay is old school. When you get hit, you lose part of your shield. You got a lot of the classic weapons, and it's just really fun and yet challenging game, Ghosts and Goblins. I do want to say on a side note, I love Capcom to release a new Gargoyle's Quest game. I think the last one came out for the Super Nintendo, Demon's Quest, and I love, this is kind of a spin-off of Ghosts and Goblins, and I love the fact that it's a platformer / RPG elements. I'd love to see a new Demon's Quest for the Switch. That would be amazing. So just, that's one of my wish lists for sure. But nonetheless, Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection is definitely one to check out for the Switch. The only thing, it is kind of a hefty price tag. It's $30 for the download. I wish it was a little bit cheaper, but in my opinion, it's definitely worth checking out. Number 3 on my list is Pac-Man 99. This game was developed by the same company who released the Super Mario 35 for the 35th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers. And on the side note, I'm really disappointed that the servers got taken out for that game because that was really fun. But Pac-Man 99 is a game where it's you versus 98 players online, and as you go through classic Pac-Man maze, you get, of course, the dots and the power pellets, and when you get the ghosts, they go on the other people's screens, and it's just fun kind of ranking yourself against 98 other players playing at the same time, and you can kind of see them on the side. And what's cool, it is free to check out, right? It's free to play. There is some downloadable content, including some themes. There's like a Dig Dug theme, which is really cool, and a Galaga theme, and so there's DLC that you can download for additional money, which is cool. I think it's actually worth checking out. But if you don't want to chip in for that, it is free to play, and generally you can get on a server pretty quick and get a game going fairly quickly. But this is definitely one to check it out. What I love about Pac-Man is this game has been around for forever, right? For a long time, since 1980, and it's 41 years. What I love about it is that Namco has really stuck to their roots, going back even to like Pac-Man Championships 1 and 2. Still same gameplay, but they've changed it. And I love that there's elements of Pac-Man Championships in this one as well, with the line of ghosts and all that really cool stuff too. And just definitely, if you like Pac-Man, old school Pac-Man, definitely check out Pac-Man 99. Number 2 on my list is a game I would be remiss not to mention. My heart, my mind, I think this game should be number 1 on my list, but I'm a little biased, to be honest with you. This is a game I was involved with. It's called City Hunter and the Curse of the Mind. And this came out a little over a year ago for the Switch. It's also available for Steam, and this is our love letter to old school gaming. So it's 8-bit action platformer, and there's elements of Castlevania meets Mega Man. We call it Mega Mayan. And the game itself takes about 7 hours to complete if you haven't played it before. So you get plenty of gameplay. It's a decent challenge as well. But this game was a lot of fun to develop, and there's 13 different levels and a whole bunch of different enemies. We're also going to be porting it later this year to the PS4, PS5, Xbox, and all those platforms as well. So stay tuned for that, but definitely a good game to check out, and appreciate your support checking it out as well. Thanks. Number 1 on my list is Hot Shot Racing. This game came out last year, and this is a really fun old school racing game done in the polygon graphics. It looks like kind of a spiritual successor to Virtual Racing by Sega. In fact, Sumo Digital was the development behind this. And Sumo, if you guys aren't aware, has worked with Sega for years on various racing games, including Sonic All-Star Racing games, Sega Rally for online. They worked on some Outrun games for Sega as well. So they have a lot of steep history in working on racing games. And this game is a lot of fun. Shout out to my friend Jason Heine, who did the music for this game as well for Hot Shot Racing. Definitely, if you like old school racing games, Hot Shot Racing is one to check out. Thanks guys so much for watching. Thanks for hitting the subscribe button. Please leave a comment below. What games did I miss on the list? What's your opinion? What's your top games? What games do you recommend? There are games that kind of gear for us retro gamers for the Switch. I love the Switch. The fact that it has cartridges and mini cards anyway, really cool. And I think it's geared for us who like retro games. So thanks for watching guys. We'll see you guys soon. Take care. And of course, game on.